Discipline Stoners!
The gateway drug to mindfulness.
Gateway drug to mindfulness. Let's roll one up and take a hit. Gateway drug to mindfulness. Let's roll one up and take a hit. Gateway drug to mindfulness. Let's roll one up and take a hit.
Is that working for you?
It is working for me. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Welcome back to another episode of Discipline Stoners. I'm Ellevan.
My name is Winnie.
And we are the gateway drug to mindfulness.
Oh, we nailed it that time.
We're ready for Las Vegas. We
Okay.
can do this show live in Las Vegas. Buy your tickets now.
I just want everyone to bring their attention behind Ellevan to the fish tank, because the last couple episodes, this fish tank has been like a solid green, like straight across, just green.
It is so clean right now.
It's so crispy clean. Shania got a glow up inside the tank, and I just want everyone to know that I take care of my animals.
Thank you so much. Well done. Yeah, Winnie is really, really passionate about animals. I love that about you.
And we just found out that Shania also has preferences, and it makes us like, when Ralph shows us his preferences,
Jeez.
which has only started in like what, the last 2 years,
It
maybe?
should just murder you if your kid or pet wants things.
Yeah, it blows our mind. We're like, oh, okay, you don't want, like the first time he growled at me because I was going to pick him up off of the bed, I was like, oh, okay, like you want to stay here, obviously. And he did.
It wasn't like an aggressive, I'm going to bite you thing. It was just like, fuck off.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
Fuck off, Mom.
But I thought it was adorable. And so today, Shania just gave me that gift too, because I put his regular bloodworms in his tank, and and he wasn't eating them. And I was like, you know that they're here. And like betta fish are pretty receptive actually, and I don't even know the extent of their intelligence, but they can like learn tricks and stuff. Like they're
He's hanging out with us. Like, he's aware that I am me.
Yeah, exactly. Like we have moments with him, and like, just anyone listening, like they're not supposed to be in those little bowls that they get sold in. I don't know why they sell them in those. I guess it doesn't make sense for them to get a big individual tank for every betta fish, because they have to either live by themselves or they can live with like a couple of other fish, or like shrimpies.
Shrimpies, buddy.
I think they can live with shrimp and like the sucker fishes, which could be cool to get, especially with the green.
Guys, we got some Tom Ford pink.
So nice.
And
it's so beautiful.
This smells like cologne.
Ugh.
It smells like, it's just special.
Yeah.
It's just a nice strain. And I buy like the best strains, like top of the menu ones. So often they come with a real heavy, and is it indica? That's for me. But a real heavy kind of thud that like puts you down. But this is such...
Oh, baby, you got something in your teeth.
Okay, nice. It's okay. I get it.
You did get it.
Thank you. Yeah, it's not the chance not to have something in your teeth. It's a chance to improve and grow from it and be able to nail it. Any parallels here? Am I right, guys? Life, learning. No, but this Tom Ford pink has a nice kind of uplifting, cerebral relax to it that I can definitely relax to. But it doesn't put me out, and I love that.
Yeah, it's beautiful, and it tastes so good and smells so good. Everything about it is a great experience.
Yeah, you'll see how we begin to act. I feel like we've gotten this comments in the DMs before. Some people feel like they're smoking along with us, even if they're not smoking. So it's kind of like a hack, actually, if you're at work and you have us on, or if you're like one of our friends that have told Winnie, either at the yoga studio or the pot shop.
Yeah, shout out Heather.
Sweet, shout out Heather. That just like has us on in the background. Like, we love that. Like we feel like we're hanging out with you in that capacity. So we're glad that it's being received that way.
Yeah,
received that way.
And just to finish my thought on Shania, I put bloodworms in his tank, and he wasn't eating them even when coaxed. And normally he'll do that. And so then I put like these more delicious red like fish flakes in there, and he went to town. And I was like, oh my God, Shania has a preference. That's the first time he hasn't eaten food that like, because we don't overfeed him.
And then did eat the other.
Yeah.
That's what it is. When someone does go on to something else, it means that they like it.
Yeah.
That's dope. Wow. Well, that was a lightning start.
A lightning start.
It gets four on the floor with the golden Grizz lightning go, Grizz lightning.
I also just want to thank everyone for the last episode because we just weren't I was not high vibration in the last episode.
Yeah, we really started a rough vibe last time.
And like the whole time it got better.
It got
for
better
sure,
incrementally.
But like it stayed like kind of like damp.
It was like less than 50% the whole episode.
Yeah. So hey,
but that's
thanks
okay.
Yeah, it is okay, and we promote that's okay. So.
And that's why I didn't just shelf that episode. One, because we didn't have a choice. Two, it was like...
There's always a choice.
There's always a choice. Yeah. Well done,
We made
well
a choice
said.
to put it out.
We made a choice to put it out, exactly. I'm just saying we didn't have another asset immediately ready. And for me, the publishing manager of the podcast, I'm kind of like want to keep that promise to you guys because I said it's going to be weekly, so it's going to be weekly.
And shout out to us who have been doing these weekly, you especially, and also me on the meditations weekly.
Definitely.
It's really good. It feels good to show up for yourself. I think more than anything, that's going to be my year. It's going to be showing up for myself this year. And like I started doing stand up again, and that's been calling me for so long, and I have the opportunity to do it, and it's going really well.
Yeah.
And it's not for anyone else. It really it was calling me in a way that was just like, you need to just go do this, because it's that end of life test. At the end of your life, are you going to be upset that you did a bunch of stand up and it never went anywhere?
No.
Like, no.
You're going to be like,
I'm not.
That's cool. And like, honestly, we went to one last night and it was a fucking movie, guys. May I?
Sure. It
Okay.
was lovely.
Like, I have a big place in my heart. Like, I grew up among several Italian families, and it just fucking floors me when, like, there is kind of a stereotypical classic prototype that we've all seen before. And this guy, literally, if I was writing a character about him, would be like, Uncle Louie, a bajo, I come through for the bajo. And just fucking hang out. This guy hangs out.
Paint a picture.
Okay, so he's bald. He's wearing a sports jacket. He walks around like a mobster, kind of like with a gun in his coat, but it's not. He's holding a newspaper. And he's the type to, like, come to somewhere, like your kid's recital, a birthday party.
He's white.
Well, he's an Italian uncle. Yeah, of course.
Oh.
I think that they're understanding. It's funny as fuck. Well, but that I don't know if this guy could exist with different color skin. I don't know. Anyway, this guy is like it's like an archetype of a human manifestation, and I know this guy. And so let me finish that thought. He's the type to come to your like kid's recital and talk the whole way through. Yeah. He has no self-awareness. Like he comes right up to you at the family barbecue while you're barbecuing and sticks to you like a motherfucking, just like a koala on your arm, and he's just talking your fucking ear off. He's an
extremist too. Like he can get worked up in either direction.
He's like what? And he puts himself in a victim mindset, like. And then it's so funny, and it's just like this fucking Uncle Louie guy posted up. There was like kind of an open kitchen concept. Like there was a doorway that you could kind of see part of the kitchen. He sat there. So he was half in the room that was doing stand-up behind the comedians. He sat behind the comedians, and it was a longer room. There was about maybe 20, 30 people there. Small little open mic audience, and everyone was looking at the comedian, but you couldn't help but see like this sliver from the kitchen, and this fucking Uncle Louie guy looks like he's the coach of the Boston Police baseball team. This guy is just fucking talking like he doesn't give a fuck, like it's his garage. Yeah. It was so funny. And
it was so fucking funny.
And then the Italian chef, the guy was like, comedians are trying to do their sets, and he's back there pounding meat, like sorry, Shania, but he's back there doing. He's fun. He's back there fucking prepping for tomorrow's fucking veal scallopini or something, and his buddy is over there talking like, "Oh, can you fucking believe it?" And like, "Oh my god!" And, like, it literally intimidated one girl off the stage.
My mom always drinks beer out of a glass, never from a can. She says she can't make that sipping motion from a can. It's so good. so hard to concentrate with that.
Just talk to them. Just bring him.
So this is why she got pregnant 3 times. Her blowjobs lacked suction, but her pussy was like a vacuum. I took a restricted weapons course in case I got my pepper spray, but the wind is coming this way. You know what? I'm supposed to be facing the right direction when I'm about to get raped. I'll do anything you say as long as we're facing north by northwest. No, like, so, fuck, I can't remember any of this shit. Northwest. I'll just go on to the next one. Woke is all good and well, but woke doesn't work when you're fucking. Ask Bill Cosby. He preferred them before they awoke. I prefer older men, personally. Not that guy. I prefer older men. Fuck, I can't remember any. You know what? I'm just gonna go off. I can't remember anything.
Take a second.
It's because there's comedy gold right over here.
Okay, I know what. Wait, I'll do this one joke. I prefer older men. Fuck. I can't do it. Forget it.
Do it. Do it.
Oh yeah, I prefer older men. I was dating this World War II vet. This was like 10 years ago. He's no longer with us. But the sex was really romantic. Was he coming or dying? I'm straight, I'm white, and I have no criminal convictions. That's because the female cop thought the hand grenade I was holding at the bank, or she realized, you know what, fuck it. No.
He's eating now.
I'll do something else. So I used to be a dominatrix. You guys all know what that is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, I can't do this. This is all old. I can't even remember my old material. Forget it. Guys.
It got in the way of her. It fucks with you. So, but that's what
It was really loud. Like, it was fucking hilarious, and I wouldn't have.
It was a movie.
I wouldn't have wanted it to be any other way, to be totally honest, because it was just like, what?
Oh, when I was on.
This happens in real life.
Like, guys, this is literally like a fucking part of a movie. Like, you couldn't write this. It was perfect. Like, it was a comedy show.
Yeah.
Okay, no one was there. It's all comedians pretty much, or they're plus ones. And out of nowhere, halfway through the comedy show, this guy who's contributed nothing to the energy of the night sits behind the comedians and takes away the focus from them with no self-awareness to it.
Yeah, like,
And
that makes it better because he doesn't know that he's being
1000%. But here's the
rude.
thing. You guys are such fucking pussies because when I was doing stand-up, that's all we would have talked about.
Well,
The
but
whole
you're a
fucking-
bully on stage.
I am a bully. I'm a bully on stage and off stage. Don't fucking the focus here. I came out
would've
here to
been
do
like-
it. I took the mic, turn around from the audience, look at him, walk. I had it all planned out in my head, and I was going to go, "Hey, Gabagool! Hey, Gabagool!" Until he looked at me, and I was going to say, "Let's have a conversation." I was going to fucking talk to him and improvise like Jay Okerson would do, and that shit would have been the best fucking set of the night. Even if it fell flat, I would have had the best fucking time, and nobody did that, and I was mad. But Winnie wrote a joke on the fly and did it.
Well, a few
made a
people,
reference to it.
few people commented on it.
It was brilliant, though.
But
It was
I
so
think
fucking
that's
brilliant.
even funnier too, because there's probably like 3 people that commented on it instead of just like tried to push through their sets.
Yeah.
And he didn't, like, we weren't far away from him. Like, you could hear
It's 20 feet.
It was loud, and he did not know at all that anyone was ever talking to him.
He didn't know that he interrupted the show. He doesn't give a fuck.
He didn't even know anyone was talking about him. Like, that is like selective hearing to the max. Like,
Yeah.
he was just there, present with his chef friend.
and chances are he's just like the homie who's swinging through for some freebie snacks. And
hope
it's just
not.
like,
I hope friends support.
I hope
friends
friends
by
support
paying.
friends for sure, but who knows, right? I'm just saying, it just seemed like he was like posted up in the kitchen on some like Sly Guy shit. It was just funny.
This place is
I love that guy though. It was fucking funny. It was like it was a movie. It was out of like a comedic version of Goodfellas. Like
Yeah.
it was like out of like Billy Crystal and Robert De Niro. What's that movie? Analyze This. It was like one of the guys from Analyze This.
and
It was that scene.
oh, if you've never watched Analyze This, go watch that. Yeah, and I came up there and I said something like, although this has been like pretty
Torturous or something.
torturous, like.
This has been like sort of insufferable, but we always want this to happen, right?
I think we can all agree that we always want this to happen. Like, it might not. Like, those types of people might be dying off.
Oh, 1,000%. Oh,
So, like-
self-awareness is creeping on humanity, whether we like it or not. And it's starting very uncomfortable, but as soon as we can turn around and embrace it and go
Yeah.
towards it, it's fucking beautiful.
It pulled at my heartstrings. Honestly, I was like, this is brilliant. Like, this.
I just wanted to listen to him. Like, it was funny. Like, that's part of why open mics really helps your chops. Because if you're getting overpowered by the old gabagool in the kitchen, you're not ready to fucking command a set of yuck yucks
I
yet.
haven't listened to it. Was he chatting through my set?
Oh, yeah. I recorded it.
Okay, I'll listen to it because
Oh my
I.
God. We'll put a snippet. I have video of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
But I just don't. I don't remember hearing him at all. So
Oh.
he might have toned it down for my shit.
he,
but-
he was eating.
There's a video overlay of this guy on his phone the whole time when he's doing your set.
Oh, he was eating. Yeah,
Yeah.
because when he was loud,
You were
he
blessed.
was loud.
Okay, so here's what happens. Check this out. If you're watching the video portion of this right now, guys, I'm going to overlay the video right now so you can watch. It's like 30 seconds long.
Okay, cool. See you in 30 seconds.
How old do you have to be to change your Brita filter when it tells you to? Brita makes it super easy. You put the filter in, press the button, it's like, hey, I'm gonna let you know when this filter stops filtering, and then 6 weeks later, it's like, hey, it's time to change me. And I'm like, I see your filter change indication light, but that's what Brita would want me to see. Not today, my filthy friend. Lift, lower, reset, 6 more weeks of fresh filtered water, life hack. I don't care that that one doesn't work. I think it's funny. I'm gonna keep doing that one until it hits.
Just so funny.
He's really cute.
He's really cute.
Yeah, the whole.
He's just an old guy.
experience tugged at my heartstrings.
It was fucking cute.
Yeah.
It was so good.
But it did throw one comedian off completely, which was unfortunate. And it was really cool to see all of the other comedians be like, no, like stay up there.
Yeah, always very
because
supportive.
it was an open mic and it was people working out their shit, and that's
I'm just saying. So yeah,
Yeah.
Winnie was saying it's where people go to work out their shit.
yeah, and or try it. Like that's what I wanted to do. I was like, I just wrote this and I performed it, and I want to try it again. And and everyone was super supportive, which is cool. It's
Yeah.
nice. I don't remember that a couple years ago. It still felt isolated, but I felt like if I went up to any one of those comedians and introduced myself, it would have been warmly met.
Oh yeah, I was hanging outside having smoke breaks with most of them.
I know this
Sweethearts.
guy.
My first time here, I'm having a really great time. You guys are super talented, so thanks for bringing your talent out on a Tuesday night.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, they didn't laugh at it because I think that they were a little more hurt by it than you were.
Well, I mean, dude, going to those open mics as
As a newcomer?
no, I felt fine with it, which is cool.
No,
that's
you're not
actually-
a newcomer
that's
to
a-
stand up.
That's actually a really great place though for me to be like not have laughs and just like look at the audience that's looking back at me and not have them laugh. And honestly, comedians can't do it, man. There was like 30 comedians, like they can't stand doing that 5 nights a week trying to like cheer other comedians on while they're just trying to work out their shit. Like
Yeah.
comedians don't laugh at other comedians not because it's not funny, it's because the comedians are tired.
That's true. Yeah. So it's like if you're not a comedian and you're at a comedy show, like, I mean, laugh at whatever the fuck you want to laugh at, but like it's on you.
Like most of the comedians were directing themselves at you because you were the only
Not comedian.
person not performing.
Yeah, that's true.
And they were like, fuck, if I'm going to get anything, I'm going to get it from this guy. So
How about that funny fucking cute brown kid with the blonde hair?
I was trying to search for him today, man. I think he's awesome.
He said his Instagram handle name to us as we were listening.
To another comedian. We're like,
and
dude,
I was like, yeah,
we're so close to the front too that it was just like
It would have been-
it was off-putting.
It would have drawn away too much attention away from the guy who was already struggling.
And it was towards the end of the night. Like we've been
like
there
second
since
last
7:30, and it was almost 11. Like it's
Yeah, we
that's
stuck
that's
around.
such a grind.
Yeah, it is, and that's why you want
fuck.
to give the same respect to the 20th comedian, which there was just too many people at the show, like it was too long.
Yeah.
But like you want to try and give the same respect to that last comedian as you did. But dude, it's so fucking cute. I forgot how self-deprecating comedians are. I've been with musicians for 10 years, and I was with comedians for 4 or 5 years before that. Like, if you're a performer, it's not always like you don't start like the paid gigs. Most likely, you kind of take some other smaller like warm up your material gigs, and those gigs, the green room, you will meet people who will stick in your mind forever, like backstage in the green room moments. Or even just if there's not a green room at the venue, it's like the side room, just hanging out with people. And man, a lot of warm smiles and a lot of like wanting to connect and sweethearts. But as soon as everyone got on the stage, almost everyone said something self-deprecating. And it's not the point where you're like, oh, I don't take myself too seriously, so I'll have fun with myself and I'll joke with myself and say, oh, my mistake, moving on. They were like making suicide jokes leaving the stage. Like, I'm gonna go hang myself now. And like, guys, like, this is intense. Like, do you not see what a miraculous being you are? Like, you're out here,
Dude,
trying to spread some light on a Tuesday in the middle of fucking winter in Toronto, Canada. Like, you're a saint. Like,
Yeah.
why don't you love yourself? Like,
fuck.
and I'm there on mushrooms. Shout out Alchemy Gold, our top sponsor. We love
you, Alchemy Gold.
overlaying your beautiful brand here. So I was on a little microdose of mushroom, so I'm in love with life.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, this is amazing. Like, this is perfect. Like, there's nothing not perfect about this. Like,
Yeah.
the Italian place, the father and son owned place with the Uncle Gabagool over here and the fucking insecure comedians and there was a $10 pizza and $10 wings and fries. Like, it was just so
And it was
cute
good.
and
That
nice. It was
pizza
good
was
pizza.
great. If
Shout out
you're-
Saltos.
If you're up at Davenport and Ossington,
Oh my god.
Saltos, go check it out and go support. Family owned. It's a father and son who like run it.
Chris, right? Chris is in the front, I think,
have
at the
no
bar,
idea.
the sun. It was very good, and
don't remember.
highly suggest the pizza. It was beautiful.
Yeah, we'll put them in the
Yeah,
description.
we'll put the link for Saltos. But yeah, if you're in Toronto, go check it out. But honestly, wherever you are, go to some open mics. Just fucking pull up.
Okay,
Like,
here's the thing.
go
is
have
that,
fun.
Yeah, you're gonna have
a
a good
movie.
time, and also the comedians. Like, if you find an open mic just to go watch, the comedians will like. You're gonna have a good time because you're gonna be like, there'll not be many of you, and you're like the fact that you're there, they can
You're a star.
actually like see what works because really they can't see what works with
On
other
other
comedians
comedians.
because the other comedians just aren't responsive that way.
they're writers too. So what did I do? One guy called me out last night. He said, I was like, because I was getting tired, and I was like, good one. And he's like, that's the response you're going for, not laugh just when someone tells
So
you
that's
it's a good
funny.
joke.
That's when they say that's funny. Why don't you laugh then?
Yeah, it was, and I was just like, yeah, honestly, I was exhausted. Like 2.5 hours of like outwardly laughing can be intense too.
For sure. And we were like, I was new there, so like I'm always, and I want to support anyway, so I'm gonna.
There's very few other good places to put love.
When like it's appropriate. Like I didn't fake laugh at anything, but like I maybe embellished laughs because no one else was laughing.
When he's very kind, when he won't let someone fall flat, it's very cute. It's very nice and cute. But
and just it was a great time.
I love
I'm
comedians.
excited about
like
going out once a week is where I'm at right now. I'm just like I got a lot of other stuff going on, so like once a week to work some stuff and write some more stuff and work some more stuff. That feels good.
Just sharpen it to a solid 5. Like you have 7 right now.
Yeah.
And 3 of it's working.
Yeah.
And you're good. Like
I have this Brita joke that has failed both times, but I'm gonna try it at Yuck Yucks. I just feel like it might work at Yuck Yucks
because it's a clean corporate joke. And as I said to you, it belongs in a story. It's not a joke by itself.
It's so funny too because it's one of the only like clean things in my set right now. Everything else is like talking about piss and
genitals, cum, blowjobs, killing
when
animals.
When did I become this person? This is amazing.
I love it so much. It's so good. And also it's just like you gotta have an edge these days, you know, and just talk about whatever the fuck you want. Like I love that you're a pretty person.
Like what you know. Like these are coming from experiences of my own life, and I'm not like a political comedian, so it's all going to be like what is that? What would I call it? Experiential.
Like you're telling a story-based experiential.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So having a good time there.
Oh, we got this. I just rolled a beautiful rice paper Vibes joint, but a limited edition rollies by Vibes. From Cookies Toronto right there. I'm like, I shouldn't be using these. I should keep them. But it's like, no, you should use them. You should use that limited thing. I'm not going to carry around these papers with me for the rest of my life. I'm going to use them, and I'm going to be grateful that I got them. And I was one of like 30 people to get one of these special boxes.
Yeah.
Or 50. I think there's 50 of these boxes.
That's interesting because I think you can talk on this, but like, do you think I'm going to use these because you're not a collectibles guy? Like, are we not collectibles people? Because material things, like, I think are great. I love material things. It's part of this experience.
The function serves me better now. I have collectibles in this cookies box that I will truck around with us. I'll take this to LA.
What?
I'm going to put stuff in it to justify it.
All right.
A box is fine if you can fit it in a suitcase. It's gonna be all the wires. That's why it's here as part of the weed bar. So we'll always be part of the weed bar.
Okay.
So I'm gonna like put these wires in it. Yeah, because I don't like just having like a suitcase full of different shit. I like to compartmentalize. We got evicted a lot when I was a kid, and I had to get really good at fucking packing quick if the bailiff was outside and efficiently. So sometimes you could only get the stuff that you can take with you.
I'm trying to count how many times you and I have moved together.
4?
More than that. We moved from my place to LA, then LA back to your mom's.
Okay. No. Start before that.
No, you and I have moved. I'm counting you and I moves, which started at my place that you hung out at all the time.
When you and Josh moved in,
yeah,
that newer place, when Chantel went back to Alberta because the big city life wasn't for her.
No.
So I met Winnie, and she was living, there was 3 people at this kind of complex apartment in Burnaby.
I loved it.
So cute. And then that happened, and then, so I did kind of move in there.
Yeah.
Without
Yeah.
moving in there officially.
Yeah, I talked to
Sorry, Josh.
Yeah. I actually this came up the other night where
I didn't have the capacity or tools to have the conversation that needed to be had.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or the self-awareness.
For sure.
Yeah.
We were just like selfish kids
19?
and like
19.
yeah, we would like to apologize.
Shout out, Josh. Thank
And,
you.
Yeah,
Thanks
thanks
for
for
your
everything that
understanding.
you've done. And we hope your life is good.
And your,
Okay, so we moved
and your
from
lovely
there
family.
to LA. Then we moved back to LA to your mom's. And then we moved into our own place.
1460 Barclay.
Barclay. And then
West
we
End.
moved into my parents.
Oh my God. We lived in the basement. We realized that we blocked this out.
Yeah.
We can't remember if it was 2 or 3 months. I think it was 2.
Sorry, Mom and Dad.
Yeah, it's a lot of people from Alberta that we got to apologize to today. Pretty much everyone, actually. Except for Spandy. We've always been down.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was a necessary move for us, but it was fucking rocky, dude.
This tastes so fucking good.
It tastes so good.
Oh my God.
Living with my parents just was not a good scene. We weren't grown. We were just stupid little kids trying our best. Fuck, but shout out my parents. They're over it.
Fuck.
If anyone else is listening to this and we need to apologize to you, just hit us up in the DMs.
It's pretty funny how you reflect on your behavior years later, and you're so confident in the moment that you're right. And then you reflect on it later, and you're like, whoops.
Yeah.
Like,
But I mean-
I have been so, violent.
Yeah.
Often, not always in physical violence, but so mentally and audibly violent in so many situations. And then the transition into being this peaceful Ellevan, which only came after 11 and knowing that I have more to live for than getting in every fucking battle that presents itself. There's something more. I have fans that are outside of my demographic. What have I done right? You have helped me understand more about myself than you'll ever know. People who have caught on to my music. That's good stuff. Anyway, you look back several years later and you're like, oh, I was incorrect.
Yeah.
They were correct. But that's okay.
Yeah.
Because they've probably moved on. And I remember the transition of being less violent. And it was so much more empowering to be less violent and to be less accusatory when you accuse someone, because that's what's happening. You're like, you're wrong. You're wrong. And I am right and you're wrong.
Yeah.
And it's like, ooh, I made the curve. Yeah, when Buddy's wife flipped out at me, I think that was I was just sitting there.
Huge.
I kept the kindness, and I could have stomped, I could have crushed them.
Yeah.
I could have destroyed that, and it would have, everyone would have respected that I did it, but I didn't. That's that meek will inherit the earth shit. That's not the term. It's those who keep their sword sheathed but can use it.
Yeah.
That was that day I became bigger than my ego that day without knowing it.
So good.
I didn't even know what I was doing at the time. It
I'm-
just felt right.
I mean, we also just reflected a little bit on your anger before we started rolling because you got mad about something. And
So I'm
then,
the type of guy before this evolution where if you're girl who in the moment, and I literally almost called your bitch, but I don't. I like using that word. But I was going to say, when your girl's flipping out at me, I will never hit a woman, so I'll get out the car and start pushing you around until she stops. I'll beat you up for your girl, or push you, or take something of yours, or grab you by the throat, just because fuck you. And fuck you for bringing this person into my life. And I made the choice to stay in the car and keep rolling everyone joints and say that I don't even have a problem with this person expressing how they feel about me. And I agree with you. I am a dick sometimes. That was the level. That's the levity of how it jumped.
Yeah.
Me borderline pushing you around, bullying you, robbing you, whatever, fucking with you, hurting your feelings, making sure you feel small, and embarrassing you in front of this problem that's being presented to me, to letting him off the hook completely, never bringing it up to him even after, not the man, and this was someone I was still working with, respectfully distancing myself and telling her, hey, it's all good. even though like that was a crazy jump. I'm not trying to big up myself, but I'm trying to big up myself. You know what I'm saying? Shout out for that.
Yeah. That's good.
It was a big fucking jump.
Yeah.
And I haven't been as violent since I've realized how
Yeah,
much
for
power I kept.
Yeah.
And that's what I see with this left and right fight. It's everyone losing their power by saying, "You're wrong. You have the power over me. You're wrong. You're making me react." And it's like, keep the power in you. Like, it's okay to disagree, but keep your power.
Quick side note.
Sorry, continue. I really went on a rant there, but I was feeling it.
No, I loved it. This is still at the beginning of your rant. You said this. Quick side note. Does anyone remember when someone would call you a bitch or something? Or no, not something. Someone would call you a bitch in like elementary school, and that was like crazy to use a swear word in elementary school. And then you were gonna go tell on them, and they were like, "What? It's just a female dog. It's just a female dog." Do you remember that? Who's old enough to know that happened? Because
those antics are timeless. Yeah. Those antics are timeless.
When did we learn that bitch was a female dog?
Grade 4. You know when we learned?
wild.
As soon as it served us to know that there was an alternative definition for bitch.
Yeah.
As soon as shit serves you, humans adapt quick. Selfish little fuckers. Monkeys getting pomegranates.
Yeah. It's the same as the I'm not touching you game.
I'm not touching you. 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 If you move to me, then you hit me. You hit me. Don't hit me. I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. Don't bump into me or else you touching me.
Okay.
Remember that?
Yeah, I do. Remember that?
You remember? That was a hoax, right? Well, yes, Paul. I'm not really dead. Sorry, Chris. I fucked it up.
Yeah,
Anyway,
but
it's fine.
Still good.
I think
His name is Paul.
Yeah, Paul. This is Chris Farley on Saturday Night Live. Winnie, how have you felt like being a younger sibling has affected your everyday life as an adult?
Well, I mean, it's so easy to see that you, as an only child, were predisposed as a leader. And
Predisposed, positioned mentally as a leader.
That's great.
Yeah.
And then I was predisposed. What is that word?
I'll give you the full definition. It does
Whatever,
serve the
we're all learning on here. I think
exactly.
maybe some people don't know what predisposed means. It sounds like it would be the right.
pretense, predispose, past participle, make someone liable or inclined to a specified attitude, action, or condition. You're actually nailing it.
Dispose.
Yeah, you're nailing it.
Dispose.
Make someone liable or inclined to a specific attitude, action, or condition. Wow, you just...
I just blew my own mind because
thought-
I didn't think it was right either.
I was attached to the Latin dispose because I follow linguistics, and you can see how English is put together between Latin and Greek. Like right after the Bible, when the whole world had to go Christian. If you're a Muslim, then you're reading a different language anyway, so like the Quran. But like when most of the westernized world was like when English was built, essentially, fundamentally put together by Latin and Greek, you can see the origins of like what the songs are. So like dispose is like get rid of by throwing away,
Yeah.
or bring someone into a particular frame of mind. That's the second one.
Cool.
Is to dispose, is bring someone into a particular.
Oh.
So you are completely correct.
And then I think that if you're a middle child or a younger child, probably the older child has some of like that leadership role.
but still codependent.
Yeah,
So the older sibling will need the validation of leading someone,
right.
but the only child can lead themselves
Yeah,
and still feel fulfilled.
yeah. That because
So better CEOs. Better CEOs from older siblings.
Probably
Better
yeah.
CEOs. Better bottom line with only children, because we're going to serve ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think that I'm like one of my strongest attributes is how I can work in a team and how I can.
For sure. These are all strengths.
yeah, for
You
sure.
flipped them. We're alchemizing it. We are love light.
Yeah.
We are light of love, just moving forward. You're going to
Yeah.
make the best version of it.
Yeah. And I think that like I've always, there was, maybe I took making like people happy, or at least I thought I was making them happy, a little bit too far. Like,
Right.
I probably took that too far, but I think that's like one of my special gifts that's like balancing out now.
It's only too far as soon as you put yourself second.
Yeah.
It's great to serve others, but remember to always give to yourself first and like the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had gotten so far from that. Like yoga brought me back to that, but I had gotten so far from that I didn't even know I was doing it.
Well, I think, most people don't.
I was the old Italian man in the back.
and lack of awareness, right? And in your everyday life, you're so affirmed because those people are, if they're good and if it's worth it, thanking you, or if they're your kids, you see their growth and you're proud of that. So you're getting that immediate validation, but you're not really tuning into the larger vision of your life and who you are and like how you can best use your function and action. And there's a lot of confirmation bias about serving your community constantly, right? Because it's their job. It's their job to convince you to do so, But as soon as it's like, from Mr. Only Child here, as soon as it's like, hey, we're going to do this for someone else, I'm like, no. Like, just because I don't know who they are, I don't know what this is, my individual parent that I got all to myself would sit me down and explain things to me, and I'd be able to challenge it. That's what I'm used to. So it's like so privileged. Even if you take someone the exact same economic and racial background as me in the same geographical location, if you're several siblings, you have to split the attention, or just me, if you get it all, I'm better off because I got like all my mom's attention. But then it was like that led to overprotectiveness, that led to like control. There was
cool?
interesting things that are also kind of kickbacks, but it's all a blessing, that's for sure.
An interesting perspective might be that we haven't gotten it right in all areas.
It's never right all at once in all the areas. I think you go through, but I was good here for a while, and it kept expanding until I learned all the different areas of life, and maybe you can get a fair balance by.
For sure.
Eventually.
And everyone, like, our traumas are like, they're subjective. Like, we can look at other people's traumas objectively, but if you haven't actually been through it, like, obviously you know what is right and wrong, but anyone who's gone through something, that could just be, feeling neglected as a child, because we're so underdeveloped as children. We're just little like jelly beans walking around being influenced. So like I think that I have like an issue with peeing and like my bladder from this one time I remember in elementary school when I first came to Canada. I, for some reason, thought it'd be a cool idea to hold my pee all day and then tell my mom, like, what I did. So, like, at, like, 9 p.m. at night, or whenever I went to bed, it's probably closer to, like, 8 or 7, I don't know.
She was kind of mad.
Yeah, so she, so I told her, like, Mom, guess what? I haven't peed all day. Like, I held my pee all day long.
That is so cute.
And that's scary, I think, for a mom. That's kind of like, I bet it's scarier, but like sometimes Ralph gets into chicken bones, and I remember how that freaks me out. It scares me because what if something goes wrong? So in that moment, I can see it now. I can see the what if moment for my mom, and she got upset and angry, and I didn't know what she went through that day. I don't know if she just had a fight with my dad, or if someone was rude to her at work or whatever. Like, I'm just a kid. I don't know shit. I think that my mom's just like obsessed with me. Like, I don't care about her as a kid. Like, you only care about them playing with you. And
your mom loves you so much.
She loves me so much.
So you were such a cute kid. It would really fuck with your human impulsive DNA how cute you were.
Yeah.
Like to want to make sure you're okay at all times.
Yeah. And I remember, whether this happened or not, but I remember her getting angry and upset. And like, it really affected me in the moment. I for sure started crying.
Well, you're probably embarrassed too.
For sure.
So you thought it was good. I remember coming out of a tent I set up in the front room while my mom had company over and dancing around in my underwear, them affirming it, going back in the tent, taking the underwear off and coming out and dancing around naked. And my mom being like, what the fuck? Like, no. I was like, holy shit, I crossed the line. And I was embarrassed. And I was like, I believe I started to cry to like offset the focus on what I had did wrong.
Yeah, totally.
And I was like I didn't know it was so wrong. Like
Yeah.
I didn't know that nudity was so wrong. I was like that young,
Yeah.
you know, but I was still old enough where I felt like they felt I should have known, like 6.
Yeah.
Like 4, that's okay, right?
Yeah.
But like 6, that's like,
Right.
you should fucking be driving, you dumb little fuck. Get out of my face with your little wiener.
I know.
You know, where it's like
Being a parent, that must be like really
when you inflict
challenging.
shame.
But they're not doing it in it's
Here, I got this for you. Ooh, motherfucking bitch. I got this for you. Try not to throw shame at people in your everyday life as an adult, and you won't do it to your kids. Stop throwing shame at people.
Sure, fine, but like if your kid is kicking and screaming, like I
Okay,
posted
just
something today.
Pause on this because that's so funny, because Winnie just can't agree with me. She just is like, nope. And this is why I love you so much. She doesn't get on the fucking the messaging of don't throw shame at people. She's like, no, people should be allowed to throw shame at people. What the fuck? Why don't you just agree one time? But this is also why I'm addicted to her. Such a bitch. I love you so much. I saw it. I saw that thing about
Yes.
the parenting. Please.
So yeah, there was this thing on Facebook today, or Facebook.
It's all the same. Doesn't matter. But
Instagram.
Facebook's for old people. Or super weird people.
Instagram, we're gonna be the old people on Instagram.
I'm getting off it. I'm already I go on to post, share a couple fucking triggering things on my story, and get the fuck out of there.
Oh, that's so funny. Okay, fuck.
Yeah, I'm
There's
aware.
this thing about when your kid hits you, and your response is that makes, as the parent, like that makes me sad when you hit me.
Here's all my power, little thing that doesn't
Yeah.
even know about your
You're-
own emotions.
Yeah, you're placing your like emotional body in the hands of your child and saying you have the power to hurt me or make me happy or whatever before they even know that they have the power to do that for themselves.
Holy.
So it was really powerful, and
Holy.
and I think, but I get it. I get why, like, if your kid is having a fucking tantrum in the middle of Walmart and you've had a long day, and like your sock is wet because you stepped in a puddle or some shit, and you're just like, how do I get this fucking kid to shut up
So
in the sock?
you try to reason it. You try to reason with it.
Yeah.
You
So
know?
I think that like
It's like trying to reason with tyranny.
But I also think that we didn't know this about human psychology, like us growing up. Like I think probably our parents did that to us, you know, like, and they didn't know that they were enabling us to.
Listen, anything north of getting beaten was fucking awesome.
Well, here's the thing, though. That was my original point.
They came from you beat your kids. Like, you know, the millennials were the first one where their parents decided not to.
And-
that's really nice.
and
Thanks.
I'm gonna.
I still got fucking smacked by my mom way too often.
Well,
but,
I'm
like,
gonna
that's
probably say
some
something
Italian
like
shit.
out of line right now, because I would say that it's not the trauma itself that one sees upon another. It's not the actual like event of the trauma that stays with us. It's the after effects that stay with us
Well, the
our whole life. So
the
that's
memory
why,
keeps getting worse. It keeps getting bigger in your memory.
for
Every
sure.
time you replay it, it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
But so then I'm saying, like, if your trauma is subjective, like, we can't say whether or not, if you have it better because, you didn't get beat. Like, that's not true.
Sometimes, yeah.
It's actually not true for some
That's
people.
true.
You know what I mean?
Honestly, for me, I'd rather take ass whooping and then just get on with it.
I wouldn't.
But the mental anguish of someone being depressed and mad at you. Remember when you got an F on your report card and your parents just like sulked and didn't talk to you for the rest of the night? What the fuck is it that?
Nah. If your parents...
I don't like
yeah.
the silent treatment.
No, I get that.
My
but
mom
like
would
physical
explode at me.
abuse by the person that's supposed to like keep you safe. I know that, but fuck, I got what I chose.
Yeah, exactly. That's what me and Winnie have a very, very deep running theory about, like, you choose your experience, and I 100% stand by that. I
Yeah.
needed that. My dad never, ever hit me, so huge shout out for that. I think that fucks a lot of men up when their dad dominates them with physical violence as a kid.
Of course it does.
And my mom's like 5'2" and very, like, thin. Can you gulp into the mic more? I'll turn your gain up.
Thank you, baby. Ready?
Yeah. It's like ASMR. Yeah, gulp.
Sorry, that was loud.
Yeah, I would have turned the gain down for the last part. But that was good. There's some ASMR for you. See, that's what I hear. Like, see how loud I just made it? With my autistic, beautiful brain, I hear that. I hear it that intense.
Yeah.
So I figured I'd just bring you
Can you
guys here
turn it
with me.
down a little bit more,
Oh, sure.
please?
But yeah, like, I definitely chose someone who was explosive as a mom to become who I am. You know? Yeah. From a young age. Like, probably too young. 6 or 7. Yeah, she thought I fed the cat a wishbone one time, and she just fucking smoked me. And then she found out that I didn't, and I already had the handprint on my face, and she was like, whoa. Like,
Oh,
that
want to
was
know
a
what
bit-
I did one time with my
What?
brother?
What?
We were going to see a play. My mom, my brother, and I were going to see a play.
Well,
in-
that's really
in Squamish.
nice.
Yeah, it was so cool.
Your
And
mom took
I
you to
was-
see plays?
Yeah, it
Fucking
was,
cute. No wonder you're an actor.
I can't remember. It may have been Grease or I feel like it was Grease. Anyways, my brother and I thought it'd be cool to take the cat with us. So we all get in the car. We sneak the cat in the car, and then my mom drives to the theater.
What the fucking shit?
Yeah, and then we fucking tell her that we brought the cat. And she's like, "What the fuck, you guys? Like, we can't go back. We're gonna be late. Like, so we just left the cat in the car."
Of course. I'm so glad that's what happened. Your mom's smart
I
like
think
that.
I'm pretty sure, or maybe my mom sat us down and she drove the cat back because we were meeting a friend there. So that may have been a possibility
Your
too.
mom's
I can't
so
remember.
good and
I'm
sweet.
sorry.
Yeah, this episode is
Kids-
called I'm Sorry.
Kids are just hilarious. Like, we don't know anything. We don't know anything. I
That's
remember
the
this one
dumbest
time.
thing I've ever heard,
I
bring
rem-
the cat to the theater. Why do kids scheme up little ideas like that are so stupid?
So fucking
and
stupid.
we've counted them as like little wins, but they're like the worst. Like, one time I called my dad at work, that was a restaurant, to be like, "Hey, can you cook raw chicken over fire?" And he's like, "Yeah, why?" And I'm like, "Well, me and Cariel," which was like one of my good buddies then, Russian kid, big kid. And we were like grade 6, grade 7. We had got some chicken, and we went out to the forest, and we dug a little fire pit, and we were starting a fire pit. Like,
You were calling from a cell phone?
Yeah, I had a cell phone.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I had the Mitsubishi Pay-As You
You
Go.
must have been like 16 at least.
What?
You must have been at least 16 years old. No?
I dropped out of high school at 16. I was in grade 5 in the story.
And you had a cell phone?
Sorry, grade 6. Yeah, I got a first cell phone in grade 6.
That's blowing my mind. I didn't get a cell phone for 3 years later.
I'm more developed than you are.
Okay.
Think about it. I'm younger and I'm smarter. This is crazy.
You're like 9 months younger than me.
But I'm way smarter. I'm such a dick. Hey, Winnie, I'm sorry. There's a lot of stories going around.
I probably have more emotional intelligence.
Entirely. Well, at this point, might be close. But also, you have more third dimensional intelligence.
There, see, we all play our role.
Yeah, I have more like applied self-aware knowledge just because my obsessive rabbit holing about it.
I was talking to my dad today. What were we saying?
I just rolled a 1970s joint. Shout out your dad who probably smoked a lot of them.
Yeah, he did. And Dad, if you're listening, just admit it.
Jim, you're so jokes, man. That's so funny. Love this guy.
Okay, so essentially, I'm not going to go into details, but my dad sent me like a joke that had like ended up with Trudeau and his wife being thrown out of an airplane, essentially.
Amazing.
That's what it ended up
I
with.
love your dad.
And I wrote back, LOL, I'm chuckling, but that's not very kind. And we had a thing, and I was like, everyone's fighting for people to not die, so I don't think that, like, death is...
No, dude, the leftists have been like, unvaccinated people should get fucking shot in the face.
Okay, I'm not trying to get into that.
I'm
That's
just
why I
saying
didn't
that
want to
shit is hilarious.
But then, like, we kept talking, and then I was like, but really, we are all just on a planet in space, and no one really knows why, but we don't really talk about that. Instead, we create and solve problems, which might actually be the only reason why. Problems are good, especially when we find solutions. Imagine if there were no problems. What would we all do?
Holy shit.
So that's how I ended that
Oh
with my dad.
God.
And I just thought, fuck, that's fucking funny. Like, because that's so true. Like
You
that,
nailed it. You fucking
like,
nailed it.
You got to find some type of gratitude for what's going on.
All this bullshit, all this fun bullshit that we're so lucky to endure.
Like, we're meant to just like work through this and like see what's on the other side.
Why not?
Of that.
Why not, right?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't we?
Just give it a try. There was some guy had a joke yesterday
Give
that
it
was
a try, some guy.
pretty funny. He was like, it's probably a good thing that we don't know what happens after we die. Because if we knew we could just come back, I feel like over the last 2 years, most of us would have calling it a day or something.
Just,
like
yeah,
that.
let's wrap it. Let's go back. It's the guy in the Puff Mama show talking about reincarnation. And yeah, that's exactly what you're saying. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Fucking amazing. Fucking amazing, mate.
What are you doing on there?
Sending your dad a Trudeau meme I made.
Oh my God.
So good.
I knew I shouldn't have brought up those names.
I love it so much. I love your dad.
But
and I love
think-
Trudeau doing blackface.
I think
No, I don't love it, actually. That's why I fucking proclaim its outrageousness. But I don't like being outraged. It's not a good feeling in your chest.
Yeah. I mean, you and my dad might have something to talk about finally.
Finally, we use a common enemy to connect. Oh, just the sort of low-hanging fruit I'm looking for, especially in family relationships. I really want to lean on political views and weather experiences in order to connect myself to the heart of people who I'm supposed to share a home with. Yo, I'm so bitter. I have a beautiful distance with family and the idea of it. I grew up as a only child, as we were mentioning, but also I had 3 Italian stepsisters that, like, we were very aware that we were, like, from different families, and it was very cute and kind of, like, very sibling-ish, actually. And, like, they were very kind to me most times, and then there's sometimes just a little clash of tension that led me to distance myself as, like, a true family member. So I'm definitely, like, and then my dad's wife after that, like, I don't know. I've never done good with getting drafted, or like just because that's so classic, right? Because my relationship was like me and my mom. Is like a little guy and like is like my mom. I just feel like I spent more time with my mom, as you do as a little guy. And like I don't know, my deep relationship there led me to not draft well on a team. I'm still there. And I love working in teams.
I mean,
I don't want to own that and say that, but I'm saying
Yeah.
like these experiences do sometimes shape you. It's interesting.
it is
I'm
interesting.
just high as fuck and I'm just talking.
Yeah, no, I think that you're a great case study. It'll be interesting I think it's that story, you tell it less and less now because it is changing.
It is changing because I'm trying to change it, but you still got to like understand where you're coming from to know where you want to go.
But yeah, for sure.
'Cause
But
then you don't
also
trust your impulses
like
as harsh.
want to change it. Like I can see you like wanting to be more involved, and it's coming from just like a place of want and not of like, oh, I'm just trying to change this so I can be a better family member. That's
know what
the
else?
diesel, right? I'm not gonna smoke that.
Oh, is that a hybrid?
It's a sativa hybrid.
Oh, fuck off and you fuck off. Okay, I'll roll another pink.
All right.
All right, cool. I know it's so cute of me to want
It's
to be
very
a part of a
cute.
team, and I honestly, in my mind, I'm protecting people.
Yeah.
I'm protecting people. So if I distance myself from you, I like you. I like you. And that's so weird because it's like, yo, why do you need it? So, and I also used to have this weird Jesus complex where I would always keep folks around me just to not feel lonely. And like, then those people just were not contributing to my vision or headed in the same direction. And I just continuously started shedding them. And that's the conversation I have with people when I push them in the direction of being an entrepreneur or something, or spiritual cleanliness, if you will, if you're already established in your professional life. It just often stems from that. We just talk about happiness or centeredness, and it's often like your friends. That's the hardest part about it, is shedding your social circles and like reestablishing the energy that's always around you. It's like, yeah, it's a wild journey to evolve yourself and want to go in a direction and feel the kind of the blows of those choices, you know.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
it's all for the
yeah.
better good. It's all for the better good. But I feel like, yeah, sometimes I was missing out, you know, when I was like blowing up at teams. And even this last one, like I was like, I realized not ready yet because I still just fucking yelled at this guy on the phone. You know, I was yelling like, say what you want. Like, it was like he wasn't hearing me. He just kept talking and doting on all the negative stuff. I was like, dude, you don't understand. Like, quantum fucking physics here. Like, say what you want. State what you want. What do you want for it? I just kept yelling it and repeating it and, like, fucking screamed at him until either one of us hung up. And it was like, that was so silly. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like, that was just silly. It shouldn't have gotten there, but there's still no way for that kind of damage control when people like get into a state of reacting or things just are inevitably gonna collapse. And so sometimes it's like, save yourself the heartbreak, but then it's like, how do you make great things happen unless you work with people, with teams? So I'm trying to just build relationships now that are very honest and forthcoming on what the intention is, because I realized that's what went wrong every time that there was an explosion. There was some sort of expectation or miscommunication along the way, and there's room for those to happen. But once we identify them, we all have to respond in a way that accommodates each other. You can't just keep someone unheard and like, oh, I feel this way better, so this is the way it is. No.
I also wonder if, though, that like the path of least resistance was to explode.
Of course, that's what always is happening. Everything's always working out. Path of least resistance. I'm grateful for everything. There's no mistakes. I've blessed all interactions I've had with love, and I continue to take the risk of working with people because I'm excited about the possible outcomes, and I never bring over baggage from old experiences. I'm always trying to learn a new person and not identify them as some sort of preconceived label that I have about them based on things I may calculate or even
Nice.
intuitive impulses. I just try and say, no, like, that's okay. Like, say, for instance, you work with someone who's an alcoholic in the past and it doesn't work out. Now you start to work with someone and you see it as a red flag when they like to drink. Well, I don't know. I don't know about that. That would be like someone saying, oh, I can't work stoned. Motherfucker, I don't work unless I'm stoned. Like, you know, like, you got to chill out on those pretenses and the things that you think you know about people, because 9 times out of 10, the universe is looking to fucking surprise you, and you're wrong. Like literally, like what you think about someone is just incorrect. Like, yeah, preconceived notions don't serve you or the experience.
Yeah. Yeah, we like to think that we're in control. So like if we can put thought to another person and say, "Oh, they're they think this about me and that's the justification for like whatever's happening in that moment," then
Like an
that
excuse.
feels clear. I think that feels almost clearer to people sometimes rather than just to let it go. And I wonder, because
But it's nice
if you
to
walk
explore
into
it.
a room and you take you scan across the room, I
Which
think
do people even do that? Write in the comments if you do that. Do you scan a room when you walk into it?
I scan a room. Yeah. And you'd be a liar to say that you weren't making even unconscious judgments as your eyes move across the room to people. They're not necessarily bad, but those are the the hippie kids, or you're making
You're observing.
yeah,
You're allowed to observe.
through observation, though, you're making decisions for people.
Assumptions.
Yeah, assumptions for people. And like that, even that is like, I think that we all do that, and yet it probably doesn't like behoove us
Yeah.
to do that.
Here's the thing. I'm looking for this. Yes, they're the hippie kids. That's unnegatable. I'm the hip hop kid. You can tell by the way I dress. I'm chilling. And
Or like the lawyer kids, or like
exactly.
whatever.
No, but check this out. The lawyer kids can be the hip hop kids, and the hippie kids can be the tech kids.
That's what I'm saying.
And they're all like that hippie over there holds more crypto than this businessman
For
over here.
sure.
You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely.
we just need to like
I think-
accept
so
everyone as everything.
Yeah, but so through those like little unconscious
They're just lenses.
judgment,
It's just a lens.
yeah,
Yeah.
we're potentially cutting ourselves off before we even give ourselves the opportunity to not.
I love it. I love it. I love that humans, because it's spiraling, right? So it's like a beautiful, not mentally spiraling, like literally the action of the universe, our chakras, everything that's like snapped a picture of in like science books is just like a still, but like the whole thing is like spiraling, manifestations, it's spiraling, like the Fibonacci sequence is just a snapshot of this ever-going spiral. So we need to make decisions of what to spiral towards. Like imagine like the energy frequencies that you insert yourself into of life, like the timelines that you're on based on the frequency that you exist at, are like paint colors. And say like it's a forever, when you mix paint into itself, like there's those Instagram videos where you mix paint in, and like so it's like it started white and then they added some green and it started going green, and then before you knew it was all green and they added yellow, and so you're like leaning towards these colors, and these manifestations are of the frequency that you're leaning into. So there's like the unnegatable like archetypes that come to life, like the hippie. Or whatever, like however we kind of like visually identify ourselves with, like that's our free will to be able to like dress in a certain way or like present ourselves in a certain way, which is so fun. But it's really now what's the exciting part is like the internal manifestation of like who you can be intellectually is like tremendously exciting, because there's like global communities now thanks to the internet, so we can be plugged into anything and do anything from anywhere. And you can be at this weed industry party, or you can be at this like fashion event, or you can be wherever, or the most boring office party or whatever. It's cool. We can be a lot.
And the one thing I will say too about like those categories is that your thought process, or your like, I don't want to say intuition because that's not the right word, but it's going to be affected by what you think and know and believe about those categories, not necessarily what they actually are. So this whole thing is interesting. I think I said to Ev before, I said, I think we all need to like get a little bit more selfish in terms of just worrying about our own business.
Just fucking mind your own business and drink water.
It's
You want the key for happiness? Remember I shared that? That's funny. Jamaican creator on Instagram was like, key to happiness, drink water and mind my own business.
for sure. I mean, and you can even might be able to say that people were happier, when there was less technology and less connection.
No, fuck that, man. When people are going with that syndrome of the back in the day, everything was better. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It's better now than ever.
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying
People were really happy then. Why? Because they had the discipline not to indulge in something that they don't have the fucking power to control themselves to not indulge in now. That's bullshit. Sorry.
but not untrue necessarily.
Well, I know, but that's sad. That's like saying fat people can't
used to
stop eating
go-
chips. Like yes, you
our
can.
parents came home from work, and I guess the news was still a thing, but that's still a thing now. So they came home from work and they didn't talk to anyone. They didn't check in with what their friends are doing. They probably called their parents or maybe one friend, and talked on the phone for a bit. But they didn't go looking at people's lives.
You can see
and day.
into someone's day.
Yeah.
You can see the cappuccino I have every morning.
Yeah.
You know that about me. People didn't know that back then. This is such an insightful, totally plugged in at the hip experience now, which is some people are worried that it's invasive or whatever, but it's honestly every human's just a human. Get over it. Whatever, dude. Fucking be who you want to be. And by the way, people from AB, sorry, eh?
Is it time for a fun fact?
Nah, there is no sorries. There is no regrets. It's all good. Everything was during the time it was supposed to be.
You can be sorry for acting like a little asshole.
Nah, don't need to. Don't need to go back there. Only remorse and regret hold you back into that frequency. Don't resonate. Resonate forward. Dream about all the good you're going to do for the people that you may have disappointed then. Do something good now.
No,
Make
yeah,
a difference.
fine.
Don't get caught in your fucking feelings.
But that's-
I don't like enabling that shit when people get all fucking... just chill, bro. Just chill. Make something good. Do right now. Give good to the world.
Yeah, if you don't feel good about something that you did, but I can look back on what we did and be like, I'm not shameful of it. I was more shameful of it then than I am now. I feel good. I'm like, cool. We're all here on the other side.
We're killing it.
Yeah. I don't think, and to say, oh, hey, remember when I treated you like a dick and I didn't think that I was treating you like a dick? I get it now. So sorry about that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
That reminds me. Shout out Joe Rogan. Such a beautiful apology and a beautiful resolve, and good things coming your way, buddy. When you can take responsibility, as Winnie is so classily showing now as well. It's very important. It's a very good mark of character, and it shows very good promising behavior for the future from that individual. So shout out. That's true. Yeah, no, never ashamed, as you were saying. I'm just saying it's okay to see something. Yeah, give the apology, show it, take responsibility, but then you got to move on. You can't sit in the shame, or else it doesn't even serve as an apology,
Well,
because then
that's
you're
what
circulating the same behavior and you're going to manifest more of those experiences. So ultimately move on.
Yeah, and coming full circle, you got mad this evening before the podcast for I don't even remember what, and then you had said something about it's weird that I get mad or something, but
I wasn't mad. You make it sound like I'm a nutcase.
No, I'm just saying that, and I said it's good to feel it. You don't stop feeling anger.
Yeah.
You just can't keep feeling the feeling. You have to move on. But you gotta feel it. Absolutely, feel your feelings. Don't act. You can feel a bunch of shit, but just don't act on anything within those feelings.
Yeah, chill during that time.
Yeah.
Depths.
And then you'll make it out on the other side, and
Yeah,
you'll know what,
try not
you'll
to
know
burn
what to
bridges
do with yourself. Yeah, you gotta at least try. If it happens, it's probably the path of least resistance, and it was gonna happen anyways. It just may have taken longer, but that's okay. Just forgive yourself for that, and know that you're gonna, moving forward, really do your best to take what you've learned and apply that in another similar situation, because it is going to come up, as we've said, like these problems that we go through in life, like that's cyclical, and it helps us feel good about our existence that when we solve them. So we're going to keep getting presented with
Yeah,
them.
there's always going to be a problem to solve. That's for sure.
So yeah, start to, if you're in a problem right now, you have a problem that's really feels like it's taking up a lot of space.
Are you in a problem right now?
Are you in a problem right now?
You can get out of this problem,
You're in a
but
problem right
stop
now.
thinking about the problem. Just enjoy the solution. I'm thinking about the next enjoyable thing.
Or just feel lighter about the problem and be like, okay, there's a solution here that I'm not seeing right now in this moment. I'm gonna let myself just like have a minute to express this frustration
That's
for
been
this
huge.
this problem.
That's been huge.
And then I'm
Taking
going
a
to
moment.
continue with my life without necessarily focusing on the problem or the solution. I'm just going to continue with my life in like a peaceful manner, in a way that I can feel best for whatever that looks like today. And then the solution's going to present itself to you in a way that you probably didn't know it was going to.
Yeah.
And you're going to be like, whoa.
It blows your mind. It blows your
does.
fucking mind.
It does blow your mind. You had one of those today. We had one of those today.
Many good things are on the horizons, friends. I love it. I feel optimistic. I feel grateful.
Is it time?
Yeah. Also, Discipline Stunner workshops coming soon. If you would like to be considered to be part of our in-person 420 friendly sound healing, mind expansive self-awareness workshops that may or may not include Alchemy Gold, you go ahead and hit us up in the DMs of Discipline Stunners on Instagram. And if that is not there for some reason, depending on what time period this is, then find me somewhere at Ellevan Music, ELLEVAN Music, or Winnie Clark, WINNYCLARKE. Okay, is it fun fact? Do you have a fun fact, Winnie?
That was such a great intro to fun fact.
I can tell she's excited about her fun fact. We've smoked so many of these good joints.
Your heart beats about 100,000 times a day. Depending on your beats per minute, your heart beats about 100,000 times a day. That means it sends 2,000 gallons of blood through the body.
Holy shit. That's crazy. That's so wild.
Just in
How
this-
much?
It sends 2,000 gallons of blood through the body.
That's so crazy.
Like what?
Holy fuck.
In a
That's
day?
2,000.
That happens in a day, and I'm just like, don't even know? I don't even know that that's happening. I just like live my life while that's happening.
Oh my God.
It's insane.
We're walking around so fucking blessed.
I know.
We're walking around. Oh my God, my shit just got removed. Your post goes against our guidelines on sexual activity. Our video that we made.
Boo. The real or the
It says, we define sexual activity as things like explicit sexual intercourse where at least one person's genitals are visible. That's not true. Implied sexual intercourse. Stimulation of genitals, anus, uncovered female nipples or breasts. I made a song, hours and hours. Should I ask for a review? No.
No, it definitely goes against the guidelines, I guess, but
You could lose
fuck
account
off.
to your. You could lose access to your account in the future. Your content has been removed for going against our guidelines. I got so many comments on that. Do you know? Do you know what else fucking got removed? When I wrote, they put it as a harassment. I tweeted, Canada is over. Everybody go home. Because it was also like, everybody go home, meaning like fucking British white people who came in here. Like, you know, we're not fucking from here. Like,
Yeah. I'm really not from here.
yeah, but like Aboriginal people are that's Canadian. You know what I mean? So I'm like, Canada's over. And also, like, it's turning into communism. So it's like, us whites have had a good fucking run. It's over. Let's go home. Like, that's funny in many ways and super offensive in many ways. And I love that. But they just fucking said it's bullying and harassment. So Ellevan bullied Canada last year, folks. That's what world we're living in.
I mean, hey, we started this off at the top saying you are a bully. So
You ready? Is Trump gave $200 million or something to like black businesses, entrepreneurship, and Biden is spending $20 million on giving areas crack pipes. And there's so many fucking memes going around. The Biden's making crack great again. This shit is so funny. Just encouraging crack.
there's always going to be problems.
No, I'm just saying, like, that's how. Think about, okay, manifestations of consciousness started all the way back when you're just a little seed in a plant, right? So the problem used to be not enough sunlight. That was the drama. And then whatever, and then however we evolved and whatever consciousness decided to do, or maybe we're aliens, who knows? We've gotten so intellectually advanced that we have designed characters based on human beings and narratives. I've never met these people. I'm talking about them. I've never met them. Let alone know them. So their ideas. So I am consciousness discussing matter that is outside of myself, and it makes me and people listening to the frequency I emit feel a certain way. That's how intellectually advanced we are. I don't even realize what we're complaining about. That's such a luxury right there. Like, I can say things that affect you, like, amazing.
Yeah.
And like, and you can hold the idea of me in your head, and it can shift and vacillate, and it can be better, and it could bring you pain even. It could bring you joy. I get a lot of dope messages on my Ellevan account that I guess I better not share my art on, or else they might fucking take it away. I hope I get to keep it. So what? I can't have that video up? I love that video. Oh, but the other full one is there. The reel that started to do well.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers. You're a fucking asshole. Motherfucking bitch. Oh, well. Sorry, guys. Fuck. I had so many good interactions on that. I wish I would have taken a screenshot. That really helps. That really helps an artist, guys. When you fucking say nice things. It seems shallow and like I shouldn't need it, but it fucking helps. It helps make every next one, so...
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you. Are you going to read from something? Because I'm going to go to bed soon.
That's how it goes. That's how it goes here. That's what's happening. Good day, Winnie. You can go to bed now. I'll just take it out. I'll just read something. Wow.
That's okay. We have the audio. There's nothing we can do about it now.
Wow. Hi, YouTube. We just had a really great episode that there's no video to because I'm...
No, you're not.
Wow. I'm going to read something real quick so Winnie can get the fuck out of here.
Oh. Just breathe through that.
Wow. I was going to have video. I was literally... Chapter 17, All Things Are Possible. It is of great significance that the truth of the principles outlined in this book have been proven time and time again by the personal experiences of the author. Through the past 25 years, he has applied these principles and proved them successful in innumerable instances. He attributes to an unwavering assumption of his wish already being fulfilled every success that he has achieved. He was confident that, by these fixed assumptions, his desires were predestined to be fulfilled time and time again. He assumed the feeling of his wish fulfilled and continued in his assumption until that which he desired was completely realized. Live your life in a sublime spirit of confidence and determination. Disregard appearances, conditions, in fact, all evidence of your senses that deny the fulfillment of your desire. Rest in the assumption that you are already what you want to be, for in that determined assumption, you and your infinite being are merged in creative unity, and with your infinite being, God, all things are possible. God never fails. For who can stay his hand or say unto him, What dost thou? Daniel 4:35. Through the mastery of your assumptions, you are in very truth enabled to master life. So I'm going to keep reading that. I'm so sorry, YouTube, that you did not just get the hour and 11-minute conversation that's on our audio.
Honestly, though, if I'm being totally honest, like, I may have had my hands down my pants for some of it, and like a third of the.
You manifested this.
Yeah, and I did even say it. I found myself touching my nipple.
And you just did it again.
I just did it again because. But I did.
You spit in the face of the gift that you got from the universe.
I did it on purpose this time. See, there's a difference between grabbing your boobs on purpose and just like twisting your nipples like out of. I don't know. Oh, I had an itch.
Somehow this is supposed to make it better for me.
This whole time we've been talking about how like sometimes violent eruptions happen as path of least resistance. So really, I think that as much as I love YouTube, and thank you so much for watching on YouTube, actually, like when it gets up to 50 views, I get super giddy. So thank you so much.
Love you guys. Bye.
Thank you for watching. And
thank you for listening.
Yeah, go and listen to the episode if you're on YouTube.
Discipline stoners.
The gateway drug to mindfulness.
Gateway drug to mindfulness. Let's roll one up and take a hit. Gateway drug to mindfulness. Let's roll one up and take a hit. Gateway drug to mindfulness.
Hey, wait!
Oh my god. Yes.
Roll one up and take a hit.
We got a new thing.
Oh, right. We need to tell you about our new thing.
Support the show now on Patreon and get a bunch of private perks.